For those of you that live in Ontario and have been following news about the pandemic, whether or not just a little bit here at a time or watching every night on news channels, which I really don't recommend doing because you're just going to get yourself scared and paranoid more so than normal, you would have noticed that on Thursday, the provincial government here in Ontario released their 3-stage reopening plan, and it was met with much criticism and anger, including from myself. And whereas on the past iteration of Talk the Talk, I would stay away from the pandemic, I will be including it on this show, and I want to talk about the reopening plan, and I'm going to let you know what's in it. Basically, stage 1 vaccination rate has to be 60% of the population of the province with 1 dose. What is allowed to happen is larger outdoor gatherings for up to 10 people, outdoor dining for up to 4 people per table, essential retail capacity at 25%, non-essential retail at 15%, outdoor religious services to a certain extent, outdoor sports up to 10 people, day camps, campsites, campgrounds, Ontario parks, horse racing and motor speedways, outdoor pools, splash pads, and wading pools. Now, it takes 21 more days after that to get to stage 2, and that entails 70% of the population with 1 dose and 20% fully vaccinated. Larger outdoor gatherings for up to 25 people, small indoor gatherings for up to 5 people, outdoor dining for up to 6 people per table. I don't know, waiting 21 days to get 2 more people. Essential retail at 50%, non-essential retail at 25%. Personal care services where face coverings can be worn at all times. Outdoor meeting and events, outdoor amusement and water parks, outdoor boat tours. I honestly don't understand why boat tours wouldn't be in stage 1. If you can get physical distancing on a tour boat, which are rather large, there shouldn't be a problem. County fairs, rural exhibitions, sports leagues, events, cinemas, concert halls, yada, yada, yada. Again, another 21 days till stage 3. 70 to 80% of adults with 1 dose, 25% fully vaccinated. Larger indoor and outdoor gatherings, possibly with no limit. Indoor dining, no limit. Essential and non-essential retail open with limited to full capacity. Larger indoor religious services, rites, ceremonies, meetings and events, sports and recreation. Indoor seated events. I don't understand how they discern between seated and standing. It's still people inside. Indoor attractions and cultural amenities, i.e. museums, centers, casino and bingo halls, and outdoor activities from step 2 permitted to operate indoors. Well, the problem being is that for most of the province, stage 1 doesn't occur from between June 12th and June 15th. We've been at a stay-home order for more than a month now. It was supposed to end on May 20th. It was extended to June 2nd, and to say what we're doing in this province is ass backwards is a huge understatement. We will be the last province to open our economy fully and properly. We have a premier who I voted for in the last election who said he is for business and that Ontario is open for business, but he has ruined businesses worse than the Liberals did in their run. And let me tell you, the Liberals were pretty damn bad, but even they didn't do this. Retail has been proven by experts, scientists, doctors that retail is not the problem, especially small businesses. You have to go back to earlier in the year when people, and this is actually going back to wintertime of last year before Christmas, when we were clamoring, begging the government shut down shopping malls and big boxes or drastically reduce the capacity, because that's where outbreaks were happening. Here in Barrie, where I live, we had outbreaks at both Walmarts and one of the other big boxes, but nothing ever happens at the small businesses because they can control the amount of people coming in and they are easy to keep clean. Same goes with not permitting family gatherings of any number. Lucky for me, I live alone. I can go see my parents. And let me tell you, I will trust my mother's house for cleanliness long before I trust any size of store, mall, big box, anything. So to say we've done everything upside down in this province is a huge understatement. And small businesses are getting killed. Mental health crises crises are at an all-time high. The vaccination rollout is a joke. I'm not even going to get into that on today's show because one of the goals of the rebirth of Talk to Talk is to keep it a bit shorter. But honestly, I've lent my voice now to joining the parade of people that are A, saying to hell with the rules and the current restrictions because they're not fair, they're not ethical, and they don't make any sense. And I've also lent my voice, even though I voted for this arsehole, for him to resign. His cabinet needs to resign, especially Christine Elliott, who is a vampire. Look at her at any news conference. As much as I want our Prime Minister to resign, I think our provincial problems are bigger now than the federal problems, and that's sad. The reopening plan is garbage. By the time we actually get the economy going to where we need it, it's going to be at the end of August almost. The economy has been suffering since the pandemic began because, as I've said before in countless other mediums, we should have done what Australia did, lock down immediately for 2 months, keep some restrictions, phase it back in. Australia has been back to normal since the end of last year, beginning of this year. No masks, no restrictions, no nothing. We can't seem to do that here. Why? Because Canada. Because nothing ever gets done properly here. Our governments, no matter what political stripe, and this is a shot at anything partisan because we need to look past partisan boundaries and notice that anybody we have put in power in recent history has completely screwed up horribly and they need to be held accountable. Thanks for tuning in today.